Hey, hi, how are you? My name is Salt. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. This is another entry in the Improving at 14 series. This is a really, really short one compared to a lot of the other ones, and it is much more basic. The series is about improving at 14, so I'm going to share what I consider to be my most basic tip about how to improve. You see that? That's a striking dummy. This happens to be at my free company's house, and they're nice enough to have a striking dummy on the premises. There are striking dummies all over the world in 14. If you ever want to know where they are, a quick Google search will find them for you. If your free company doesn't have a level 1 striking dummy up on the premises, I highly recommend you ask them, hey, can we put up a striking dummy? Why am I talking about striking dummies? Well, it's a thing you can hit. You can attack it, and you know what that means. You can practice your rotation. This is something that I still do on a semi-regular basis in this game. There are quite a few days where I will just sit at a striking dummy and practice whatever job I'm going to be taking into Savage that week. Lately, I have been playing caster for my static. I've been on summoner. So what do? I come to a striking dummy, I pull up my opener, slash rotation on my other monitor if I need it, and if I don't need it, I put it away. And then I practice. For example, I'm going to be doing my Titan opener. I'm not going to be potting, but I'm going to be pretending like I would pot, so I would pot here. And I make like a mental checklist of that. And then I do the rest of the opener. And I just go through it, hitting the striking dummy all the way through the end of the opener, typically at bare minimum. Sometimes I do a full 2-minute loop of my rotation. And I'm just going to keep doing this in the background as I go to both prove that I do, well, practice these rotations to the point that I can be making a YouTube video while doing them properly, and to just show off that this is something that I do on the regular. This is something that I will consistently do when I play this game. I will just go find a striking dummy, sit down, and just hit it. Just over and over and over again, going through my rotation, trying to make sure that I'm doing things properly, and keeping just a mental checklist going of, are all these things that I would do when I actually play the job normally? That's the end of my 1-minute rotation, so I'm going to pause and reset it. Now, if you notice, all my stuff's kind of on weird cooldowns, weird timers. There is one easy way to fix that. You can go click Unrestricted Party, click on any random dungeon in the game, queue into it. All of a sudden, you are going to be in said dungeon. Immediately turn around and leave. And watch this. All my cooldowns are back to normal. This matters a lot more on jobs where the cooldowns can be kind of off kilter from each other. Something like Ninja, where you have like 90-second and 2-minute cooldowns. It's really useful. But as you notice, I've reset all of my cooldowns. And another thing you can do. So even if you don't want to do that, and you want to have a more feedback-oriented way of being able to practice your rotation, what you can do is you can come to Stone Sky Sea. This is something else that I do on a regular basis before I take jobs into Savage. I make sure, okay, find the final fight of the current Savage tier. You'll probably recognize this exact zone from a lot of my YouTube videos. And look, it's a striking dummy. Once you hit it, you get 3 minutes to kill it. If you can kill it within 3 minutes, supposedly your personal rotation will be good enough to beat that Savage fight. Now, these aren't scaled amazingly. There are quite a few problems all along the board for them. If you are just wanting to practice your rotation at its basis level, they did add one that is quite good for practicing your base rotation, and that is the level 90 one. The level 90 rotational thing will essentially tell you whether or not you're doing your rotation properly, because from what I've experienced and heard from other people, is that if you're not doing your rotation properly, you're probably actually not going to kill this thing. You need to be doing your rotation correctly, because it eye level sinks you. It eye level sinks you down to 560, meaning that any and all materia meld, higher level gear, any of that stuff, it's not going to matter. What's going to matter is you hitting your buttons in the right order, which is what we're talking about when it comes to practicing. So, that's something that I just wanted to talk about that I feel like is very important, that a lot of people probably don't do, and it's something I highly recommend doing if you're going to be doing Savage or higher level content, is that whatever job you're going to be taking in that week, go and practice it. Please, go and hit a striking dummy, make sure you're doing your rotation properly, have up visual guides of your openers and your basic rotation up next to you if you're confused on the job. Go make sure you can kill the Stone Sky Sea striking dummy. All these things combined will hopefully help you improve at Final Fantasy XIV. Thanks for hanging out and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like it if you did, dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I hope to catch you in the next one.